Good afternoon, welcome along to Eclipse Motorcycles, out with a ride test with RB, and looking at this Yamaha VMAX 1198, 138 brake, and it's absolutely spotless, this thing. Coming on dealer trade. So let's start the front. Twin discs to the front. Discs are in very good order, as the pads and tyres are as well. No marks to the front fender, rad guard on it. Touring pegs to the front with the crash bars as well. And the V4 configuration with these huge air intakes with the Yamaha logo emblazoned in red. Big V4 logo to the side of the bike. Working down, stainless pipes to both sides. Yamaha calipers, and not a spot of rust anywhere on this bike. I'll say this is in absolutely immaculate condition for a 54 plate bike. Now, fuel on this is tucked under the seat. 2 clips. Pop this forward, your seat is your fuel can or your fuel tank is just under the seat, and your VMAX logos to the rear in red. Just looking down the near side of the bike, manual choke, down to choke on, up to choke off. 18,963 miles on this bike, so very low mileage for a 54, and we've got the custom paintwork to the tank. So with all the lines, so you can just about pick that up, but it really does shine in the sunlight. So ignition key just down to the right. We're going to fire this one up, and literally off the button, that V4 purr, absolutely beautiful. Now it has got adjustable levers for the clutch and for the front brake. All your telltales all located in the tank with your water temperature, your rev counter, and then your speedo to the bike as well. So we're going to get this one out, we're going to give it a test ride and just see what she's like, what she rides like, and how good it sounds. Now, hiding down the front, just to the left hand side of the speedo, you've also got a gear indicator. It's always standard controls, run button, flick over to reserve tank if you need it, your start button, and then your main beam, dip beam. No pass light to the rear, but you've got your turn indicator and your horn. So, let's get out, let's have a ride, and just see what she is like. Now obviously she's a big, heavy beast, 138 brake horsepower on this one. But the tyres on these are very, very wide. But there is a lot of power there once you unleash the beast. Now obviously, Yamaha did a bigger version of the VMAX, which was 1700 horsepower, or 1700 cc, and 200 horse, 197 horse on these. But this is obviously the smaller version, the 1200, generating 138 brake. But it's not about the horsepower, it's about how much torque this thing develops. Now, suspension on this is lovely and soft. There's no knocks or rattles from anything on this bike. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and it is a 5-speed box on this. Now the one thing I do like is that you can slide your feet forward, and you've got your cruiser pegs up the front just to stretch your legs out for those long journeys. But it doesn't take long just to flick your feet back, get your feet back onto the pegs, and then just get yourself ready to gear down. So we're going to shift over, we're going to come down the other side of the dual carriageway, open it up, and just see what she's like. Now obviously big heavy bike, but it does corner very well and holds a great line round the corners. Very easy just to look down to spot your telltales as well. It doesn't take long to get that up to 70 mile an hour, and there is still loads of power left to go as well. But the engine note on this is really good, and oodles and oodles of torque. So for a decent cruiser summer bike, this is probably going to be the one for you. VMAXs are renowned for being the eye-pulling bike. So visor up, let's get some engine noise. Under the tunnel we go, and the obligatory rev bomb. We're just feeding it through the corners, and you can see how easy this is just to push around. Even giving it a little bit of beans out the corner. Slight bit of counter steer, but it takes it all in its stride. Now obviously on a 54 plate with not a spot of rust on it, impeccable condition, this is going to sell really quick. We have had obviously a few people that were commenting when it was at the bike show last week. So if it is the bike for you and you want to snap this up quick, you can give the team at Eclipse Motorcycles a call, which is 01908 822 458, or you can see it on the website, which is Eclipse Motorcycles mk.co.uk. Give the team a call and we'll be happy to obviously give you a viewing on this bike. But until the next time when we are out riding, be well, ride safe, and as always from RB, it's a big goodbye from me.